The government of Myanmar is facing international pressure to address the plight of internally displaced Rohingya. Critics accuse the government of moving internally displaced people to new but still isolated locations where they'll be living under the same oppressive conditions.
Nearly 130,000 Rohingya and other displaced Muslims still live in crowded camps in Myanmar's western state of Rakhine, 6 years after Buddhist mobs razed most of their homes. The government, which is under international pressure to address their plight, said it's now closing the camps on the grounds that doing so will help development and put the labour of camp residents to good use. But according to a dozen residents from 5 camps and internal United Nations documents, the move simply means building new, more permanent homes next to the camps, rather than allowing them to return to the areas from which they fled.
Camps being closed is a byproduct of the real objective, and the real objective is for sustainable solutions for displaced people who have been displaced for 6 years and just want to go home.
Those that have moved into the new accommodation remain under the same severe movement restrictions as before, residents and staff working in the camp said. A network of official checkpoints and threats of violence by local Buddhists prevent Muslims from moving freely in Rakhine. Pierre Perron, spokesman for the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, UN OCHA, in Myanmar, said the government should be focusing on getting the people to return home safely before closing the camps.
And the people in those places, in those camps, still are relying on humanitarian assistance because they still don't have freedom of movement.
But Rohingya community leaders said that improving conditions for those still living in Rakhine is one of the keys to persuading the hundreds of thousands sheltering in refugee camps in Bangladesh to return.